Gambia Horse and Donkey started since 2002. That was in Sambel Kunda, our former place where we started. So that was in 2002. We started with one horse called Lazarus. Lazarus was a horse which was suffering a lot. He came from a village called Kununku. And in Kununku, by then, in 2002, it was very difficult to have vets around who take care of animals. So sometimes you have vets very far away. So it was really difficult. The farmer was trying, but it was really difficult for him. So the horse was suffering. This horse was really weak. Then at the end, one day, the elder sister of our director called Stella was passing. She saw the horse and she really feel it. Then she have to call that vet to come over and help a little bit about the horse. And the horse was much better. Then she took the horse to at the camp we are in Sambel Kunda. So from there, she have to see that the horse have no accompany like another horse to be with. She have to talk to a guy who brought his horse to be with that horse. So they were together, and then she have to discuss with the sister, who is Ada Armstrong. Then they come up with a project like this to help animals. But in the starting, it was really difficult because farmers, they don't know much about animals. So sensitizing farmers was a big problem to us. We struggle a lot to make sure that farmers understand about the welfare of animals, especially like how to fix baits, how to fix put a horse or a donkey on a cart. It was really difficult. But at the end, there was much improvement. And we started with mobile clinics, whereby we go to different villages helping farmers for free. Then we do all of those things. So at the end, in 2017, this place was also created where we started to help this area, like in the urban area. So it's a center also where the students normally have their practicals, like the college and the university center. They normally use this place as their practical place. Mostly on Saturday, they come with their lecturer, we take them around, and then we have practicals around, how to take the parameters, how to do a lot of things. So in here, looking today, we have lot of animals. It's a place whereby we admit a lot of animals. If you go around and we find that the animal is really suffering, we have to make sure that the animal is admitted and it have all what it needs. All together, I think we are almost above 50 people here. Above 50 here, we have 33 people, only this place here. So talk less of the other center down there. I was not with the organization since the beginning. I started with them in 2014. That was in Sambel Kunda before this place was built. In Sambel Kunda, it's still happening. The treatment of animals, people normally bring their animals in for treatment. Like if you have a sick horse or a sick donkey, you have to bring it in. They look at it. Or if you cannot come, if the village is very far, they have to send the vehicle to go out with some staffs who will go and check the animal and do the treatment there, and then they come back. So we are working 24 hours because even around 2, 3 at night, if there is a call out like colic, you know what is colic? That's stomach ache, or the animal is want to give birth, it cannot. That's called dystocia or any other thing. So we have to make sure that this emergency we respect. We have to make sure that a team goes out to treat that and come back. Why is it horse and donkey? This is what we start with. We started with horses and donkeys because by then, like in the provinces, these are the animals people use for what? Use on their farm for working. So those like horses and donkeys are suffering the most. In the rainy season time, people use them for weeding, plowing, transporting goods from farm to home. Understand? A lot of stuff. So you find like they do have like harness saws and everything. So with this, that's why we started with horses and donkeys. And with the lady I told you before, found that horse. It was a horse which have that problem. And we are seeing many people passing with, how to call it, donkeys on a cart, hitting them seriously, which is really bad. So that's why this is all part of it. Donkeys, we have horses, we have camels, we have cats and dogs. So we have even turtle That was one turtle we treated, and at the end we have to take it back to the sea. Camels, the other 3 camels are from the State House. So they were having ringworms. It's a type of a fungal disease. Yeah, skin problem. So because of that, we have to go and see them because we get a call from the State House. So we went there, we look at them, and we find out that we cannot be going there every time to do this treatment. So we discuss with them to bring them in for admission. That's why they are here. But one of them is owned by the former president, Yaya Jammeh. So that camel was in Kanilai, where the former president lived. So the management was a little bit lack. So like feeding and other things. So at the end we were involved. They have to call us to go and see the camel. We discussed with them. At the end they allow us to bring it in. So that's why that camel also is here. And we have one camel also from Batakunku. It have like a wound before, which we were treating, and then it get healed. So at the end, I don't know what they did. There was a rope on it again, and it started another wound, which become a very big wound. It's swollen, it become very big. Now it have what we call as elephantiasis, so which is really bad. So right now the camel is in there. We do the dressing. Sometimes it have maggots. We have to make sure that that wound is always very clean. So we are trying like a vet from UK who will be coming out as time goes on to make sure that we cut off that stuff and then start cleaning and then bandaging until it gets healed. Yeah, but because of the coronavirus and everything is blocked. There is no way. Right now we have about 87 horses and donkeys. Dogs and cats, we have about 40 something. We do choose the names, but most of the time, some of the farmers are very good on that. If you ask them, they tell you, they just said, my animal name is that. But if at all they did not have any name, when they're here, we think about a good name which we give to them. So all the horses and donkeys and the other animals we have here, they all have names. And it is easy, if you do it, it is more easier when they have names. You can able to go around, and then even if I call one staff and say, please, go and bring this animal, the person will really know which one I'm talking about because there are many. So, and most of the horses or the donkeys knows their name. And like I can show you one example, like we have a blind horse called Mansajang. The moment you say Mansajang, she will just turn around and look at you. But she's blind, she's a blind horse. So most of them knows their names. Normally do is in the morning feeding first with the supplements we have with bran. Then all the animals have their small basins. All of them have to have it. That's the first thing we do. Second, another group will do waters. We will give them water all around, and then we have to serve them with hay. So there will be a team which will be doing the parameters. The parameters mean taking the heart rate, temperature, respiratory, and checking them all every morning, especially the sick ones, because we want to see whether they are improving or not, or whether they are in pain or not. So you have to make sure that you check all of these things to make sure that the animal is in a good condition. From there, when we finish in the morning at 10 o'clock, we have our breakfast. Breakfast finishes at 10:30, then we come back again. So we have fixers whereby everybody know what to do. The one doing nursing, they have to go and do nursing stuff like grooming, playing with the animals, checking them whether they have ticks or any other things. So we have a yard team also. Those people have to go and look around in the yard. What are the stuff need doing? Cleaning the yard, checking the troughs where the animal normally feed, and then check the stables and everything, whatever is in the yard. So we have medical team. Those are the people going around to give medication to the animals, the sick ones, the ones we think they need medication, whether they need antibiotic or they need painkillers or whatsoever. And they do with the wound cleaning also. So this is how we do it every day. Sometimes, most of the time, we do have call-outs whereby a farmer will call and say, my donkey is sick, or my donkey have an accident, or my donkey is about to give birth, it cannot, which we call as dystocia, or any other kind of suffering stuff to the animals. We have to make sure that the vehicle is always ready. We have our trekking box, then we have to send a team to go out to help that animal. So we are always ready. If we find an animal that is really suffering, we have to make sure that we admit that animal here. And if we see to it that the animal is very weak, it cannot end up going home, we have to talk to the owner, the animal stay with us, like the ones with very bad wound, cut tendons and everything. So they have to respect the animal welfare. Yeah. And we also have donkey projects whereby we give out donkeys to farmers. So the farmer have to come for 3 days training. From there, we give the animal to him. He take it and then, start with it. But every month we have to go around to see whether the farmer is doing good with the animal. Without that, we will bring back the animal and give it to another person. So this is all about improving the welfare. This is very important. We do awareness, as I told you before. Before we do treatment, we have to make sure that we sensitize the farmers, because all of them have to come together. Before treating, we have to make sure that we sensitize all of them, then we start with the treatment. They have to know why we are there and why we are doing the treatment. Because I always tell them, how to call it, prevention is better than cure. If you take care of your animal, it hardly have a problem. So you cannot wait until it have a problem or what kind of thing. But the management is number one. If you are doing that, you hardly have the problem. So like harness injuries, if they know how to manage those things, it will be very hard for them to have those kinds of problems. And also the other thing is we do have Liverpool students coming, like every year once. So when they come over, it's for practicals, I can say. If they come over, we organize what we call as mobile clinics. I always call different villages where we end up going to treatment. So I have to call, we have like ambassadors everywhere. We have ambassadors everywhere, so I have to call them. Then they have to make sure that they inform the whole village that we are about to come there. Then all the animals will come out at one place. We go there, sensitize them about how to fix cats, what are the basic like signs and symptoms of diseases, how to take care of their animals, and from there we treat all their animals, whether they are healthy or not. The healthy ones, because for us we have to make sure that we use the stethoscope, thermometer to make sure that the animal is well checked, and we have to ask about the medical history and everything before we do any treatment to those animals. Which is like, that's why we have like a plan of like apprenticeship. The apprenticeship is all there for, we have people who are sponsoring those people. They have to be with us, learn, and at the end when they graduated, they will go out there to help people, like farmers, sick animals all around. So it is also very important. And also the organization, the way we are working, sensitizing people, if they know better in future, it is more easier for them to care about their animal. The basic stuff like wound cleaning, what should they do before a vet come over, all those type of things. So which is really important. Students from Liverpool, they do come here. They come here purposely for what? Practicals. So whenever they come in, we have to make sure that we go with them, be with them. We share ideas, the way we do things, because for them sometimes it's very difficult here. They have to ask how we do with things, how we deal with stuff, and they have to follow our ways of doing things. So we have to ask them also. We come with different ideas how to help the animal. So we learn from them and they also learn from us. So exchange of ideas, which is really important. Volunteers a lot, and since we started here we receive about 3 volunteers in Makasutu. So right now, last year Emily came, so Emily is part of us, is a volunteer, and since he came, definitely she's doing a lot. That was the time we have dogs from the beach. Those dogs, they eat like a turtle, which is like poisonous, and at the end they develop a lot of problems. So they brought them here, they took them to combo vet, but at the end those people, we are not able to do with them, then they have to transfer them to us. So those dogs were here, we are not even having any day to sleep, both day and night. Duties always until those dogs improve, until they all went home. So Emily tried hard on those kind of things. So I can say she's the guy who introduced about this night shift. We have to make sure that the animals are taken care of. Everybody have to be very active to do something at night. Some people during the day. So at the end, yeah, everything was okay with those animals. It have to be like somebody who knows about animals. You have to be like maybe a vet nurse or somebody who have been working with animals outside there. You have experience about animals before you work with us. They stay upstairs. So some of them come for 2 good years. Some of them stay for 1 year. It depends. Most of the volunteers are vets or vet nurse. Okay. So they join us. We are all trained. We are paravets. They train us how to treat animals. So we do all the work in here with the help of the volunteers too. We join hand to do stuff. Visitors, they can come around, look around, and then from there we take them inside, we tell them everything we do, so we don't charge them for nothing. We have a donation box. If they want, they donate. All those sort of things, we do that. From nursery to tertiary schools, they can come in. If a visitors want to come and work with us, they have to call us or they have to come over. Then we have to look a special day when he will start. Like we have to ask him how many days do you want to be with us, or all those kind of things. If at all 1 day, he can come in and help. Yeah, like with all stuffs we are doing, we normally in the morning, there will be stabling. You have to make sure that the stable where the animal is living, you have to make sure that you rake all that place. It have to be very clean. Water, you have to change the water, clean the bucket, and put fresh water in it. The troughs where they normally feed, you have to make sure that you pour everything, because sometimes you find sand, which normally cause sand colic. You have to make sure that you pour the sand and then put fresh hay in it. So all those kinds of things, visitors or volunteers, other people volunteering to come can do it. Yeah. And like taking animals for enrichment, like for a walk, you have to make sure that he go with the staffs to know what he is doing, to guide him, and all those kind of things. We have a lot of struggles. One, with a lot of wounds caused by cuts or accidents, like fractures, whereby we have to do bandaging every day or every 2 days. It depends on how we do it. It's really, really difficult to do with those ones, because we have to use like sedation to make the animal to sleep, and a lot of painkillers to make sure you have the animal not to be in pain. We use a lot of those things. And also we have a lot of cases like animals with episodic lymphangitis. It's a kind of fungal infection, which is really, really difficult to treat. We have a lot of cases of those ones in the Gambia. Some of them end up dying. We have also animals like horses and donkeys, which have trypanosomiasis. We call it that strips to make it shorter. So it's a parasite that lives in the blood, transmitted by testiflies. So around you see a lot of monkeys, you see flies following them. So here is a place where you have a lot of testiflies. So that's why every 15th of the month we have to take the bloods of all the animals, test them, do the PCV, and then check them on the microscope to find out that whether we will see trypanosomes or not. If we find them, so we have a medication which we treat against them, and the animals will be free from those type of things. And we also have orphans, animal like horse or a donkey, whereby when their moms die, then they have to call us. We go out there, collect them, bring them in, and we have to make sure that we feed them with milk every time, have time with them, tender love and care. You have to show them that you like them, do all sort of things with them, so that they raise up with good manners. So all of those things are challenges we are facing. And also we have like deworming, like a lot of animals out there, they need deworming. So a lot of wormers, we have to buy some of them from agrovet. So because animals are many, and if you go out trekking, we have to use a lot of those things. So it's really very hard. Sometimes we have sort of shortage of all of those kinds of things. It's really challenging, very difficult, definitely, because even sleeping is a big problem to us. Really very difficult. Like with wounds, we do have like animals having accident on the road is one thing, whereby we have to rush at that very night to go and see those animals. We have to pick them, bring them here, stay with them the whole night, giving painkillers, and then like doing bandaging all the time, which is really very difficult. Sometimes we do go up to North Bank, which is really very far. So fuel and all kind of things is a problem. So guys, we really need help. And also like our paddocks where the animals normally exercise, run all about, most of them are broken. If you look around, you see a lot of them. So we really need help with fencing stuffs and everything, whether people will donate money or they will have something which they will donate for us to help and fix a lot of fencing around. It will really be a good thing. Support from outside, people who do donate, because through Facebook, people follow our page and then try to help, like sponsoring a horse or a donkey, or you want to send feeds for the horses or feed for the cats and dogs. We have our website. If they follow up, they can go through that. We need a lot of stuff like feeds for dogs, cats, or feeds for horses and donkeys, and also with a lot of materials like bandaging materials, because we do see a lot of wounds around. So with all the bandaging material we have, mostly within 1 month, 2 months, they are all finished. So if we have help on that side also, it's really very important. Wound cleaning stuffs, everything like cutting, soft band, nip farm, and vet wraps, all sort of material that can help horses and donkeys, and like bits and head collars. We need all of those stuffs. Yeah, it will be really appreciated when we get all of those ones, because mostly when we go out there, you see a lot of donkeys, they don't have head collars. You see a lot of donkeys or horses with sores around the mouth which need bits. So if there is no bits, there is no way we can do. So with the help of all of these stuffs, it will be really good. It will really help us, and it will really help farmers out there. I did my senior school. Now I'm about to do my college. I did not start college yet, but all the knowledge I have from veterinary work is all about the vets we have from different countries, from UK, Holland, German, America, and other places. So whenever they come in, we have a bit of practicals with them. Whatever we do with them, if we are good with that, they give us certificates, and with all those certificates, you combine together to have an auxiliary card. So this is the way we develop ourselves, slowly, slowly, until we reach where we are, the level where we are. Yeah, I really love it. I really like animals. Since I was young, I was having cats and dogs at home. So I really love horses, donkeys, and everything. I like animals in general. It's one of my hobbies. Even sometimes when I'm on my off day, I always think about here. The next day, I always want to come in. So I love animals. Even at home, my parents or the small kids, whenever they see a donkey passing, they be like, Uncle Paul, your donkey is going down there. They think that I'm the owner of all of those donkeys. So it's really funny sometimes. Where I live, most of them know that I'm in for this. And whenever they see a sick donkey, they have to make sure that they alert me. They have to let me know what is going on. So if I cannot do anything right there, I have to make sure that I call here and they come and see that animal on my off day. If I can, even on my off day, sometimes I volunteer to go and help. It is very important to have an organization like this. Horse and donkey, they are trying their level best to make sure that animal suffering end. Animals sufferation end here, but still it is very important people out there to help, like with donations, whatever they have, like head collars, medications, or bandaging materials, or even different types of medication like ointments or whatsoever they can help us with, it will really keep us going. So, and with all the supports they can do, or with money to help us to do other things, it will be really good. Because even it is a big challenge, like the vehicles we are having, sometimes they have to go for maintenance and all kind of things. And all those things is money. It's really hard with us. But with the help of people, it will make sure that this place keep going higher and higher.